Hi, I'm Jeff Bromley, partner at Thingee Digital, as well as adjunct professor at Seton Hall University. I'm coming to talk to you today a little bit about what Thingee Digital does and how Thingee Digital and Seton Hall University have helped the students gain practical working knowledge of today's graphics programs, as well as to learn a little bit more about the multimedia industry. Thingee Digital was founded in 1999 by my business partner, Russell Amaro. He gathered the people that he knew that we were working with at our former company, Dialogic, and brought us all together to embark on a new venture and a new journey to create our own company. Thingee Digital is a multimedia communications company, and we produce everything, or pretty close to everything, in the multimedia community, whether it be audio, video, animation, 2D animation, 3D animation, as well as the entire web side of things. So the web front end, the web back end. So we have designers on staff, we have programmers on staff. So when the students come and start work at Thingee, it's a little bit of learning about what Thingee does, looking at all the videos and the animations that we've done over the years. And then typically the student almost chooses through their actions what they're going to be working on. So some students like to sketch more, so they may be more of a storyboard artist. Some students like to do coding, so they may go into HTML. Other students have been modeled and put into doing social media. And then we have a fair amount of students that have actually done 2D and 3D animation. And this isn't for internal projects, whereas that is part of their work. There's external client-facing projects which they're working on, and we try and work the workflow so that way it can be handed off to any person, because these people have segmented times that they're working. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so they'll work on something, hand it off to somebody else, maybe get it back another day. So they're actually getting real-world practical experience for client work, understanding deadlines, understanding what it means to work hard and fast and to push those creative juices, rather than having the elongated timelines to say, oh, I'll get it done tomorrow, like how things typically happen in the college work environment. So things can wait until the last minute. Well, with client work, we have to keep making progress and have to keep hitting review gates. So they're in tune with that. They're actually moving and understanding how the client workflow works. So it's really a great experience for them. Some of the students, when they're done with their work, they're asked, to stay on. Some of them don't make the cut. Again, it's a program to try and find great talent. Some of them are great talent, but they don't necessarily work with our corporate culture. So, good luck in the real world. But at least they've had that experience, and they've grown through that, and they've understood how to do real world practical client work. It's not scut work. It's not running to get coffee or doing administrative stuff. That probably takes up maybe 5% of their time, compared with other places where it's 15 to 20% of their time. So we try and get the most value out of our students and interns to turn them into the best possible prospects later on when they're actually looking for a real job. We actually offered one of our recent Seton Hall graduates, as well as a previous intern. We offered him a job. He came on and has started working for us full-time this past January. He's been a valuable employee. One of the great things about Seton Hall is they give a very well-rounded program. So students are understanding in design, as well as HTML, as well as a little bit of 3D, a little bit of 2D. So they have a great skill set coming out of the university. And most of the students that we're looking for are the ones that like to tinker in their spare time and are constantly perfecting their trade, not just expecting that they're going to get that working knowledge from class. So these are the people that are really trying to pioneer on their own, and they come and they start working here and they fit in extremely, extremely well. I tell my students all the time, the computers and the applications are they're like an instrument. And the only way to get to Carnegie Hall is to practice. So it's constant, ever practicing and learning about the new skills and the new technologies that are out there. Because let's face it, Adobe changes the program once every 18 months. So what you did 18 months ago doesn't apply now. The processes change. So, having these younger, talented people helps us stay up with the technology. because they're constantly telling us about, oh, the next new iPad 3, or oh, did you hear about the new iMac, or oh, did you hear what's happening with HTML5? So they really have a good understanding, and they really add a lot to the organization. So ways that Seton Hall and Thingee Digital can improve the relationship. One of the ways is giving private industry a little bit more insight and a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for, guidance to the university about what the students should be learning. Potentially taking a shift from current courses and guiding them into newer technologies and finding professors that can teach those new technologies, as well as the ways that the industry is actually working. So talking about strategy briefs and creative briefs, and understanding more about prototyping and concepting before taking something through from, oh, I've got this great idea for an animation. Well, let's take 2 steps back and talk about the reasons why we're doing this, rather than just creating a logo. Well, let's talk about the industry. Let's talk about who their competitors are. Let's take it from a business perspective. I feel that the students may not be getting that level of business plugged into the portion of design. Because let's face it, when they get into the real world, they need to have these tools. Fortunately for us, when they come here, we're coddling them, for lack of a better term, to give them that knowledge and understanding. It would be great if they came into here with a little bit better business understanding, maybe a marketing class or 2, as well as a little bit better understanding of some of the tools that we're using. But granted, the students that I'm working with, they're experimenting on their own, they're practicing on their own, so they usually come here with a really great knowledge and understanding. I feel that there are other students that could be, cultivated for the real world, but their actual experience in the programs and their training in their programs may not be where it needs to be to get themselves a real world job. We've cultivated people over the years, and they've come and gone. We've had some bright talent that have started with us, learned from us, and then they've gone off and ventured off into the big city. So now they're in New York working for various firms. Koichi Nakai, for example, amazing 3D artist. We had another wonderful person we had come in. Her name was Claire Sullentrop. She, amazing designer, amazing photographic eye, amazing writer as well. So we utilized her for doing social media, writing posts, and she was great in the organization. Her dream was to go and work in the music industry, so unfortunately we had to let her fly. Hopefully one day she'll come back to us. Most of the other students that have been recruited are still working for us right now, and they're somewhere in their journey between doing their coursework and actually graduating. So the challenge is put to them on how to help us grow the organization to allow them to have a full-time job. So if we can utilize them and push them to understand that their job creation is in their hands and make them hungry for it, it works out best for both of us. It gives them an entrepreneurial spirit to understand how to grow a business and a business unit. And hopefully by the time they're ready to graduate, they've helped us grow enough to be able to get them a job.